For all of you concerned that the Google Pixel 6 was going to be a mid-ranger again, we've got sort of good news as yes, we have even more details on what we could expect from the Google Pixel 6 and also Google Silicon. We also get our first look at a new Mac Mini coming soon, and let's just say you might want to hold off your wallet until WWDC. And speaking of details, we've got a full list of those when it comes to the camera specifications of the Galaxy Z Fold 3. I'm Jaime Rivera, and this is the face of a person who hasn't slept a wink last night. I just had too much to say in the comparison that I published this morning, which I highly recommend you watch. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with deals, and again, feel free to skip this section and the time codes if that's your jam. Anyways, if you are looking for a laptop, today is your lucky day. Starting with Samsung, their website has the Galaxy Book Pro for up to $550 off, leaving the 13-inch Intel Core i5 variant for $450, but you need an eligible laptop for trade-in. The same goes for the Galaxy Chromebook 2, but this one goes all the way down to $50 for the Celeron processor or $100 for the i3 if you have a device for trade-in. My review was based on the i3, by the way, so that's the one that I recommend you get. Now, moving on to Amazon, the M1 Mac Mini is currently $70 off, leaving the half of terabyte of storage model for $829, though you might want to hold off onto one of the last sections to know more about what's coming. And finally, if you're looking for a smart display, the Echo Show 8 is available for $20 off, leaving it at $110. We've got more deals on Intel iMacs, which I don't know why you would want to buy unless you're an Intel fan, other Samsung products, and more in the description. Let's keep talking official news and move on to Apple and Apple Music Lossless. On Monday's Daily, I mentioned the rumors of a probable new iPod Touch that could include some sort of lossless functionality, which addresses the concern that no real Apple products have the capability to take advantage of the service. Well, after we wrote the script, we got a new report confirming that Apple Music Lossless support is coming to the HomePod and the HomePod Mini. This report quotes a support document where they mention that the HomePod and the HomePod Mini currently use AAC to ensure excellent audio quality, with support for lossless coming in a future software update. The date is not clear, meaning this could just be a silent release, but with WWDC right around the corner, that could be just the time. It would make sense for Apple to have a whole section dedicated to lossless music, and maybe even announce some hardware related to the matter. Oh, and by the way, the new Apple TV 4K also supports it, sort of. Not the high-res lossless tier, and you already know that anything wireless just doesn't. Let's just wait and see what happens on June 7th. But alright, let's talk about Samsung and their foldables, as we have even more details on what we can expect for the Galaxy Z Fold 3. We know that the Z Fold has never been too camera-centric, but Samsung will be featuring some innovations here. We have a new tweet from tipster Tron that gives us a ton of detail on what we can expect for the Z Fold 3's camera array. Starting with the rear camera, he claims that we're getting a 12-megapixel IMX555 sensor. We'll also be getting a 12-megapixel ultra-wide and a 12-megapixel 2x telephoto, so no ultra claims here on zoom. Where things get interesting here is when we turn the device around. On the cover display, you can expect a 10-megapixel punch hole, but on the inside, the under-panel camera will be a 16-megapixel IMX471 sensor at a standard size micron. So I think this will be Samsung's first all-display smartphone, at least from the inside. We're also expecting the Z Fold to bring flagship specifications along with an S Pen support, and hopefully somewhat of a cheaper price tag. We'll see as we're getting closer, as apparently that's going to happen in a couple of weeks, or probably months. Now, for those of you who were eyeing that cheap Mac Mini, wait for it. Yesterday we got a new video from John Prosser where he got a ton of information, starting with the fact that the MacBook Pro will be coming at WWDC, according to him. Now, later on, he also showed us some new exclusive renders for a Mac Mini redesign, and yes, it looks very hot and kind of Apple too. From the outside, we get a much slimmer design, now thanks to Apple Silicon, and we also get a ton of ports at the back, but not so logical. fashion. The power cable will reportedly be the same that we get on the iMacs, and we get 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports, 2 USB-A ports, Ethernet, and HDMI. Now, when I say typical Apple fashion, it's because Cupertino is just terrible at stacking ports together in a way that makes half of them useless. At the bottom, the rounded plate is gone and replaced for a pair of rubber strips, which were also included in Prosser's MacBook Air renders. Now, Prosser also claims that this is still an aluminum enclosure, but there will be a sort of a plexiglass material at the top, and he claims that some options with different color variants are being tested out. But who knows if they might actually make the cut. Apparently, this Mac Mini will also bring the upcoming M1X chip, which might feature up to 10 cores in the CPU, 32 graphics cores, and up to 64 gigs of RAM. So yeah, this little guy can pack a lot of punch. Of course, due to the recent WWDC history, I'm just hoping we get some hardware at this event. We'll keep you posted. And finally, for the hottest news of the day, let's go back to talking about the undeniable king of leaks, aka the Google Pixel 6 series. A couple of days ago, we got a report based on Max Weinbach's leak that focused mainly on internals, and now we have more details from a different source. Now, this is the same source that detailed the camera hardware a while back, so let's kind of take this with a grain of salt. Still, it addresses the main concern of most of you worried about this being another mid-ranger. Well, on a new tweet, he mentions that Whitechapel is a 5nm chip with its current performance on PVT units reaching numbers close to the Snapdragon 870 from Qualcomm, and he claims that Google is not trying to match the Snapdragon 888. Apparently, Google's focus is on machine learning and raw AI performance that matches that of regular flagship chips. Finally, he also says that the Mali GPU performs good under stress, so you should be fine. Now, all of what he's saying matches Max Weinbach's leak, so they sound pretty accurate. Something else we didn't mention yesterday is that we can expect the regular Pixel 6 to bring a Full HD Plus display, while the Pro will bring a Quad HD Plus display, both running at 120 Hz. At least one of these phones will bring a 5000 mAh battery, but no specifics on which one. So yeah, at the moment, I'm just waiting for a reviewer to post a full review on this 6 Pro. I could help out Google, by the way. And in today's question, let us know, are you okay with the Pixel 6 not bringing the most powerful chip? Because in my case, I'm cool. I mean, I already trust Google's capability of doing amazing things with a mid-range chip, but that's me. Leave us a comment down below. I'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me need a shower again, like 3 times today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.